going live. And it just never happened. So finally, you all, obviously we spend a lot of time on these phones, right? I'm on my computer right now, but my mom is an expert on movement, especially for people who are older, but she's helped me so much because my hands, my wrists, my forearms, as some of you may know, I've dealt with shoulder issues for over a year now. And I really believe a lot of it has come from cell phone use. And how many of you watching today, I mean, let's be real, let's be honest, spend time on your phone, right? Typing, texting, I use this thing as a computer. I work on the fly. I'm very fortunate to be able to work from anywhere. Usually it's outside with running after sage or on a horse or something. But the downside, which most people don't talk about, is, we're wreaking havoc on our hands, our wrists, our shoulders, our elbows, like that tennis elbow, our forearms, all that. So my mom, when she was here, I guess, was it a month or so ago? I lost track already. Anyway, she showed me some exercises, and they have helped so much. So it's Sunday. It's Self-Care Sunday. We love to help. We just need to take more time for ourselves anyway. I know I'm guilty of that. But I wanted her to jump on here and share these exercises because I can tell you about it, but she knows way more about it than I do. So, Mom, I want to feel free to share anything. And if you're watching, feel free to ask questions because she's a wealth of knowledge in this area. So, Mom, can you just share? I know you had a few exercises. They're super simple. So share with us a little bit about, a little bit about you and your story with this, and then these really helpful exercises.
Okay, well, first, I'm a little bit older than probably most of you watching this. I've already hit well over 70, but I for a long time, I had trouble with my hands. And as I got older, the whole thing is you read all these things about when you're older, you get arthritis in your hands. And my hands do look a little bit like they're not young hands. Wait, where's the camera? They're not the youngest hands in the world. But I started, I've been very, very interested in movement for a long time and have been studying this. So what I found overall is that when you have pain somewhere, what you want to do is work those muscles and joints where the pain is. The last thing you want to do is not move them. And this is proven for me in so many examples. And my hands are a perfect example. So I started getting more and more pain. My right hand was swollen and my wrists hurt. And so I came across a bunch of things to do, but I'm not even going to tell you all of them. I'm just going to show you 2 or 3 of the main ones. So the first one, I hope you can see this. I'll have to show you, I'll have to step way back. Basically what you're going to do, it's very, very simple, and you can do it while you're watching for the microwave to ding, when you put something in for a minute, because you want to do it for about a minute. And you only have to do this once a day, maybe twice would be better, but once is fine. And it'll make a difference. And what you're doing is pushing your hands out as hard as they can go. So you're really engaging all the muscles, not just of your hands, but of your forearms. And if you do this for a whole minute and really focus on it, you'll find that this is not, it looks easy, but you're working something. I mean, something's going on here. So you do that. It's harder than it looks. It's harder than it looks, but it's easy, super easy to fit in. I'm a big follower of some of these movement people, and one of them, Katie Bowman, says, stack your life. And so you want to stack this in somewhere where you're standing there anyway, and you can fit it in and make it a habit. Lots of you have heard about how you make a new habit. You link to something you do every day. So the microwave's a good one, or pick something else, but something where you don't have where you have nothing else in your hands, and just do it. That alone, I guarantee you, will make a difference in how your hands feel. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, I'm going to go down on the floor here because it's easier. You can do this on a counter or anything like that, but I'm going to do it. Let's see. You don't have to have a yoga mat or anything. Anywhere you are, I'm not used to doing this. So you want to here, I'll do it this way. Is that better that way?
We're fine, yeah. Don't worry. Just do it like you normally do. We can see it.
All right, basically, here's another thing where you want to do a timer. And so you probably want to do it when you're looking at something else. So you could have your phone in front of you and be watching an Instagram thing or something.
Or TV.
Or TV or anything. What you want to do is you want to spread your hands out as far as they can go. You want to fix your elbows. Here, let me show you your elbow. This is the inside of your elbow. You can call it your elbow pit. And what you want to do is make sure that pit of your elbow is facing forward. and your hands are straight. You're going to try to get your hands, your thumbs, and mine aren't completely 90 degrees, but they're a lot better than when I first started. Some of you, your wrists, it might look like this, but you want to make basically your hands as much of a 90-degree angle as possible. So you do that, and then you just simply press down. Now, as you do, and don't forget your elbows. You see my elbows are facing forward. Pretend they're like little headlights, and they're facing forward. I can't do this. Anyway.
You can see it, and I'll tell you all, the first time I did this, it hurt my wrists. Like, I've battled, I don't know if you can see my hands. My hands need help too. And so it hurt when I did this at first. So what
you want to do is you're not pressing your wrists down. You want to get your fingers down, all of your fingers as much. So think about, and it takes thinking about it, push your knuckles, this part of your hand, you want this part of your hand to touch as much as you possibly can. When you first start, it might be hard. It's amazing how the body responds, though. I mean, my 76-year-old hands have responded to this so that, I have a lot more flexibility than when I started. I'm never going to have a 25-year-old hand, but my grip strength is better. I don't have as much trouble lifting up, opening cans or anything. So press down and work up to holding this for 3 minutes. Now, that's a long time if you're not doing anything else. It's not a long time if you're distracting yourself and you're watching something or you're talking on the phone. Do whatever you need to do, but do that. And so that's the second one. Okay. Do you want another one, or is two enough?
Yeah, one more. This is awesome. And I love it too, because then I can go back and watch it and tweak and make sure I'm still doing it right. Because I do it like if I'm working with Sage in school, I'll lean on the stool and do it while we're working on a project.
Yeah, you'll be amazed at how many times you can fit this into your life. It's very easy because that's my whole thing, is that I call it movement moments. That if you have these moments where you're spending time anyway, you're waiting for somebody to pick up the phone, or you're waiting in line. People don't wait in line as much as they used to with the pandemic, but you might be waiting in line 6 feet from the other one anyway, or I do it all the time. I go and walk with a friend, and I drive over to her house, and every time I get there, I have to wait for her to come out. So I don't just stand there and wait. I just go through a series of movements. And so you'd be amazed at how much you can do this. So I'll show you one more. And this is, again, putting your hands down, and try every time you do put your hands down to make it a habit that you have your elbows facing outward, and that you are trying to make as much of a connection with the floor or the counter or wherever you are with your entire hand. And so you've got that position on your hand. And now what you're going to do is you're going to be on your hands and knees, and you're going to go back and forth. You're going to rock back and forth, sideways. What you're doing is you're just getting movement into your wrists while your hands are supporting you. And then you turn them this way, and you do that. And if you really want to get fancy, you can do it this way. This is much harder. And you can do it, just don't do it so it hurts. Just do it so you can do it. And very gently go back and forth. And you'll find that these kinds of warming up and moving of your hands, when you fit them in, it just makes an incredible difference. So how I do, this is my first time ever.
I can't see your face now. Tilt your phone up, and you want to say hi to Nana?
Hi, sweetheart.
We got snaggle tooth here.
Yeah, she hasn't even lost those teeth yet, and they still look like that.
No, not at all. But so how many times a day do you recommend a person should do that? Look who's here. Grandma's here.
Well, start small. Just do that hand thing. If you can do it twice a day, just that for the first week. Don't even try to, and then the other one, the same with them, do once a day is fine. I mean, and the 3 minutes, and the other thing, count to 10 for each one of the things you do. I don't want to make it, you shouldn't make it something that you're not going to do. Right. So if you can't do it every day, then do it when you think of it, but try to work it in as much as you possibly can, or make yourself a challenge to do it every day for, a month, 2 weeks, or I think you should start feeling, how long was it till you started feeling a difference with it, Robin?
I started feeling a difference the next day. I became conscious of it And then like I would have to move my hands because I spend a lot of time on my phone doing my work on my phone.
Right.
And so I became really conscious of it. And if I didn't do it, I do it several times a day. I don't always, like the one out to the side, I don't always get to a minute. That's a lot. It's hard.
Sometimes I'll do it if I'm driving in the car and I don't put my hand out all the way. I'll stick it down. As long as you've got, you're using the muscles of your forearm and your hands and really firmly pushing out, it works. Ideally you do it this way, but you don't have to. You can fit it in anywhere. And the biggest thing, I want to stress this again, is that the other thing this does for you is if you have things that are bothering you, it is so incredibly empowering to know that you can move these things. You don't have to be afraid to move the thing that hurts. It's the very opposite. Someone just the other day told me how much isometric and muscular engagement is analgesic, which means it pain relieving. It does relieve the pain. And that's an amazing thing that our body has that ability to do that. You don't have to, I almost never, ever take any, aspirin, ibuprofen, or Tylenol or something. And as I said, sometimes I push myself in some of the things that I've done and I feel a little, achy, and I have things that I do instead. So I could talk about that another time.
I think we should. I think if you guys are watching and have enjoyed this, we have lots of comments coming through here saying hi to you, Mom.
Oh, I should be. I don't have a Facebook on here, so I can't see any of that. Should I have Facebook?
Well, you'll see it all when we jump off. We're going through StreamYard, but it'll post on your Facebook too. But if you're watching and you want to hear more of this stuff from my mom, like she's a wealth of knowledge. So we were talking about doing this together weekly. What do you all think? I want to hear from you guys. And I want to know more too. I can learn. I mean, I'm always when we talk, it's fragmented and we talk about all kinds of stuff. We talk a lot. But this is so fun, y'all, because you know me, I get it from her. The passion for a healthy lifestyle, right? So if you want to hear more of these things, let us know. If you have questions about any of this, obviously we span a big age range. So there's options for so many people. So thank you all so much for jumping on. Mom, I'm super proud of you. This is your first time going live and you did amazing.
First time ever.
ever. Like
ever.
You're an expert. You're a pro. You're a natural. I'm so excited and proud of you. This is the beginning. She has an Instagram account. If you guys follow my mom, she does more on Instagram, but it's Nine-Eye on the Move. I'll post it below. But seriously, I think we're going to do more.
Yeah. Nine-Eye is grandma in Chinese.
Yep, that's right. So
my grandchildren call me.
Yep, that's right. So it's just so much fun. This is probably, I love to go live, but this has been one of my most fun lives ever. We're going to do it again.
Okay.
Right, Mom?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Robin. And thank you for making me, do it.
It wasn't hard. Honestly, it wasn't hard. She's such a wealth of knowledge. I'm a personal trainer. She went through the certification with me. She's a personal trainer as well. So her knowledge is and it goes way beyond that certification. I mean, she was a yoga instructor when I was a kid. This is like decades of info. So we're going to get to share some of this because I think everybody needs to hear this. And especially now, we're all so much more isolated. There's so much we can access, but it's out of context, right? We need to hear it. We need to hear it in a framework that applies to our busy lives. And one of the things that I've learned, and my mom has done the same thing and done really well. I can tell you when she came to visit, I noticed a huge change in her hands. And that's why I asked her, because I was noticing my hands go in the negative direction. And her hands had definitely changed in the positive direction. And so that is huge, you all. If you can see a shift at any age, it's so worth it. And so we're going to do more. There's several people who are saying they can't wait to see it again. So we're going to do it again. We'll pick a time and we're going to do it weekly. I think Sunday afternoon's fun, right? Self-care Sunday.
Me too. That's a good time. Yeah.
Well, you might see us again next Sunday. We will jump back on here. Thank you all for jumping on. We're going to leave you with this. Take care of yourself and take a little time for you every single day. I'm speaking to myself too. Love you all. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.